Welcome back, YouTube peoples. I am going to do a deck profile and some test hands for Spright Fiendsmith, because Fiendsmith engine goes in everything, and let's just go with the flow and let's try it out in the Spright archetype. I think this hat is going to get quite annoying in this video. I'm going to do a profile and then I'm going to do some test hands, so hopefully I can show you what the deck can do, and then if there are things that I miss out, you can chime in and help me out and say what kind of things that we can do, because there's lots of different engines in this deck, which can be quite overwhelming, especially when I've been playing Tenpai for a few months where it's very bird brain. Before I get into this, like and subscribe, and I can bring these kind of videos if you like the video, and comment down if you're going to be playing Spright this format or close to and after a Forbidden list that drops in August, and what's your favourite, archetype to go along with the Fiendsmith cards. Let's flap on to the profile. Currently kitted out by Sleeve Chief, so if you're interested in these kind of products when it comes to deck boxes, sleeves and playmats, go to sleevechief.de and you can use Charlton5 as a code to save some monies. They've got some really cool stuff coming out in August. Got my eye on the Fiendsmith products. I know they've got a deck box and I'm gonna get it because I really like it. So let's start off with our main deck. We've got our Spright cards. Probably won't explain too much about them. If cards feel a little bit weird in the deck, then I'll do that. So 3 blue, 3 jet, 1 red, 1 carrot. If you've got some space, you might want to throw up another red, but yeah, I'm trying to be very streamlined with this list because we're going to be playing 3 starter. I don't play Gamma Bursts because I don't feel I got space, but maybe if I go beyond 40 cards, I think this might be 41, but if I go beyond that, I could add a Gamma Burst or have it in the side. Because I do prefer Double Cross, it's a very, very strong card. So that's all the Spright cards in the main deck. Then we have the Nimble cards of 3 Beavers and 2 Anglers. The whole point of Fiendsmith is because you can dump this Angler and then go into your Spright cards really easily. So Fiendsmith fixes rubbish hands, and Fiendsmith also makes good hands even better. So that's why they're in this deck. Then we have 3 swaps. So we play the Toad line, 1 swap, 1 normal summon or special summon swap. You can get this dumped, and then when this gets dumped, you add this, then this special summons this, and the 2 aquas. So happy days. So that's another engine. So that's Spright, Nimble, Frog, and then we have our statue because we play Rabbit. The extract's really, really tight, but I wanted to just try out the new card, so managed to get this out. When you get full board of like 7, 8 interruptions, and this is included, this is so strong, especially against the Tenpai cards. The next engine is the Fiendsmith Engravers, where we play 3, we play 2 track, potentially probably worth playing 3 as well. The follow-up on these cards are crazy if they're being left in graveyard, and then we play 1 Luri. So you play Spright 1, Nimble 2, Froggies 3, and then Fiendsmith 4. Everything else is hand traps. So 3 Ash because it's generic, and obviously this list is for locals at the moment, and that's why I play 3 Ghost Ogres, because there's Tenpai players at my locals, and then I just play 2 Droll and 3 Imperm. But yeah, they're subject to change depending on where you are local wise. That could be anything, could be ball breakers, like droplets. I've just chosen to go with those hand traps. And then this is where it gets a little bit difficult to decide what you're gonna play. So, if you're gonna be wanting to pick these cards up and trying this list, let me know how it goes with your extra deck, because I find it really difficult to put some cards in, because Spright has quite a good utility of Link 2s and Rank 2s, which you need to pass on for the Fiendsmith cards. And I didn't play Zeus or Typhoon, so if feels weird when you're not playing those cards. Well, when you're not playing Zeus in a XYZ deck. So we have our Spright cards, 2 Gigantic and a Sprint, and then we have our like Link 2s and Rank 2s that go along with a typical Spright end board. So these would be potentially on your part of your end board, and then obviously IP would go into Little Knight, and then you have back row hitter in the form of Nightmare Phoenix. So it's really good, especially if you're discarding an Angler. And then we have our bridge to the Fiendsmith cards if we don't see engravers and tracks and all that jazz. And then we've got engravers. We've got Link 1, Link 2, our Fusion, and we don't play the big one because of space, but we play this one because when I was like playing with test hands, this came up a lot, and I couldn't carry on playing. So this, you basically summon this, and then you engraver effects, bring it back, and then you've got 2 level 6 bodies, and then yeah, these are the 2 options you go into. So dead hand, you go into this to get rid of angler from deck, and then you get angler effects, go into your Spright plays. If you've got a really, really good hand and you start off with the Fiendsmith stuff, you go into DD Wave, High King, Caesar. So these 2 cards are why you play the Fiendsmith engine in probably every single deck. I'll be really quick with the side deck because I think it's just up to you with how your locals is played. So I've just got the 3rd Droll accompanied by 2 Nibiru's, and then everyone's favourite card, Dogwood at the moment, Mulcharmy, because really enjoying this. I enjoy this card. Played it a lot with the Tempai engine in the main deck, and I think this is now a mainstay in everyone's side deck, even though the new Mulcharmy is coming up. I think people will play both. Then we have some hate for the back row, Cosmics, Lightning, Storm, and Duster. I'm not being very experimental here because it wasn't too long until getting back from Berlin at Euros to then just go make a deck for locals that week. So like for sure these should be something else, and I think these should be cards that go really nicely and complement Beatrice, because I only put 1 in. And my thinking with the Black Goat last was if I was playing Tempai and I was going first and I had a decent hand, then I was able to go into Beatrice to dump the Black Goat last to then, you know, call Chandra, because as a Tempai player I know that's a really, really good choke point for this card to hit. But I know there are lots of fun things that this card can send, and I know people are upset about this card, and I just think while this card's available and while you can play it, start cooking what kind of stuff you can dump, especially when it can dump an angler for plays or dump a card for an interruption. Just go with the flow, guys, just go with the flow. That's the main deck, side deck, and extra deck. I'm going to do a little test hand and see how far I can go. I definitely struggled playing this deck after playing Tempai for a couple of months. Like first weekend back with it, I was running into Nibiru. Like I didn't get hit by Nibiru, but wasn't very conscious about it being a playable card, which was a bit silly. I think all good players think about what can they dodge, like what's the best play to go around Droll before having to get hit by Droll. Looks pretty shuffled, looks pretty good. Engraver, Ghost Ogre, Jet, Swap, Angler. Great, cool. With this list we can just set up Wave King Caesar so we can protect ourselves from Nib, which is a really, really cool card. And then the rest of it is going to be really, really overwhelming for the opponent. So that's what we'll do. We'll go Engraver Effect. It's going to add us Track. We're then going to Track, which is going to add us Lurie. And then discard Lurie. Go Effect Lurie to Special. We then link 1. Do I have some lovely space for this? Yes, we do. Let's put this back. We go Effect to Special. We special out another Engraver. And then we go Effect to Equip. And then this weird fusion monster means that we can just link 1 it. And then we go Effect with Engraver. You've got a choice here. Spin back Wreck or Lurie. I like to spin back this card because it means I have another link 1 like for follow up. So then we go into our High King Caesar. We then still don't have a normal summon, but we'll go Swap for Effect, discard Angler, and then we go Angler 1, Swap 2. So Swap is going to dump the Mirror, Angler's going to special dump the Beavers. Mirror Mage Effect to add the Freezing. We then go Freezing, target Mirror to Special. We then overlay. Because they're both Aquas, we're going to go into Toad. So what I like to do here is Jet for me is a card going to double cross, especially when I've got Toad and Wave King Caesar. So a special Jet effect, give it double cross. I'll overlay into Gigantic. I'll go effect Gigantic. So now we can definitely not get nibbed. And then in here, I'm probably just gonna go for some follow up. So I go blue effect. No, in here I'll get another interruption. So specials, Omni Negate. You just pick your poison here with red or carrot, and you probably want to keep Gigantic in this instance because of follow up for the next turn. So I will go either into Rabbit or Masquerader. So Rabbit effect going to, it's going to get the statue, which is here. You could even go into IP here. So You could use Gigantic and Rabbit into IP, but I don't like that. Special Carrot, and then I'll set Double Cross. So I've got one interruption from Ghost Ogre. I've got an interruption from the statue. When statue special summoned, Rabbit's going to pop. Spell Trap, so that's 2. 1, 2, 3. Carrot, 4, 5, 6 from King Caesar, 7 from Toad, and then this can just bring back Toad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's crazy. And obviously in your follow-up, Toad will be more likely getting you the Beaver back when it gets tributed, and then you've got Engraver that can special by shuffling the Lorry back. So if your board gets completely wiped and you don't lose, then you've got a really good recovery. Should we do one more test hand? Let's do it. If you like this kind of stuff, then you've got to let me know. A British monotoned lad talking about basic combos. So yeah, in that situation with the Wave King, if I had nothing to go from there, let's say I had 3 or 4 hand traps, and I could only do the Fiendsmith plays like that, I would be sending Angler off a Beatrice, and then you're able to go into all your Spright combos. So it links really, really well and creates consistency for these decks. So it could make them meta relevant. Blue, Statue, Beaver, Jet, Engraver. So what I like about this is if your Fiendsmith gets interrupted and you get stopped, you have a really, really good normal summon. If it doesn't get stopped, then you protect yourself from Nib. So it's just incredible. So Engraver effect, Effect of Flurry, Link 1. And a lot of the time when I was playing this, I would only have Spright stuff, and that Moon card links the decks so well together. I'm just going to call this a Link 1, this fusion thing. Effect. Why is it level 6? Normal summon effect. And for me, Gigantic Spright is a Toad. It's like always a Toad. So what I do here, I really like Sprint. I like Sprint's bounce effect really, really nicely. Go effect to Sprint. Angler effect. Sometimes you get too much. Sometimes it's too much. Gigantic. Swap. Gonna dump. Mirror. Mirror. Curses. Curses. Special. To Toad. Kind of sucks that Sprint can't be linked off, but it still has that bounce effect. And we have links into effects. We have links into Double Cross. So I'm rarely ever going for starter. That's crazy. Blue effect. I like to be safe with Carrot. So you don't have to go into Rabbit, which is pretty cool. So this is definitely an IP play. We'll just keep the Gigantic for follow-up. Effect, special, and then set. I think I've done that right. If I've done that wrong, hound me. This doesn't work until you've sorted everything out, but they don't know that you've got this in hand. So it could be really good if they start chipping away. Bounce, Omni Negate, potentially another Omni Negate or a Steal, Spell Trap Negate, SP Little Knight, 2 special summon negates, and yeah, I think a special summon, a negate, and a pop, and then follow up, and follow up, and follow up. So it's crazy, it's fun. But if you're gonna play this deck, let me know if you've picked it up. And I've got some Muscular Musketeer cards and Live Twin cards. So if you want me to see play that at locals or do some combos like this, then let me know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit different, and I will see you soon. Peace.